Hey everybody, I wanted to do a video, basically just to kind of show the things I sold from that first pallet. You know, y'all were all kind, a lot of y'all watched that first video where I unboxed that first pallet that I bought. So I wanted to show some things that I've sold. I've still got some stuff left, and I'll tell you how I sold it, whether it be eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or at the flea market. I made one trip there. I'll show you everything. I'll show the price, and then it also show what it retails for. I probably have gone low. I mean, I'm sure whenever y'all see this, y'all are going to be like, man, you should have waited and held out, and maybe I should have. I guess my mentality is I want to turn this stuff quickly. I don't want it to sit for a long time, and you know, I hate it sitting around. You know, and some of the stuff I don't think I could have done much better, but there were a few things that maybe I should have waited a little longer and not jumped the gun so fast. But the filters, the air filter, air purifiers, that's something that, you know, I would like y'all's input on those because I sold those for real cheap. But okay, enough babbling on. I'm gonna switch off the camera and come back, and I have pictures of everything that I've sold. And after I'm done, we'll wrap it up, talk some more, and that'll be the end of the video. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, we're back. This first item that I sold was I thought it was some kind of disco toy when I opened it up. The box was very tattered. Actually, it turned out to be a device that it appears it's made to cool computers that I guess they overclock the processors and they run hot, so it's a liquid cooler for a computer. As you can see, it sells for about $150 new. I sold it for $50 on eBay, and the customer did pay the shipping, so I didn't have to do that. I think I had it listed for $85, and somebody made me an offer early on, and I went ahead and took it. Could have held out, maybe so. Maybe I'd done a little bit better. I was a little nervous because the box was in such poor condition. I was nervous, you know, about hoping it wouldn't be broken, but it never came back, and that was literally the first thing I sold off this thing. So everything's a-okay on that, and it worked out fine. Again, sold it on eBay for $50, and the customer paid for the shipping. I did not pay for the shipping. Okay, this next item. These adult-sized pull-ups. I listed these on Facebook Marketplace, and actually I had somebody ask about them pretty early on. I think I had them for $20, and it turned out the lady who was asking about it actually knew my ex-wife. I checked her Facebook account, and I noticed she was local, so I knew she wasn't a phony. And then I noticed that some of her friends on Facebook were people that I knew, so I contacted her directly, and she wanted to buy them for her mother, and she came and picked them up, so it wasn't a big deal for me. And she paid me through the Cash App, $15. I left them on the porch. She gained them. End of story. Easy sell. Okay, this item. Actually, I had two of these in the lot that I got that were identical. One of the boxes was a little more beaten up than the other. I took them both out, plugged them in. They're UHF wireless microphone systems. I don't even really know what it's for exactly, but it didn't look like they had been used. They were in good condition. The boxes had just been opened, and one of them was beaten up. They sell for like $160 to $180 on eBay, or on Amazon, I should say, or eBay. I listed them for $85. I had one guy make an offer for $75. Oh, I'm sorry, for $70, and I bumped him back to $75. He never replied again. So I knocked him down to $75, and you can see I got $65 for one and $50 for the other. The good news is that the customer paid the shipping on these. I didn't pay the shipping myself, so I didn't get burned on that part. But they did sell on eBay, so you know eBay is going to nickel and dime you a little bit, you know, for their fees. but it was there were no complaints. They didn't come back, so it worked out fine. And that's how those two pieces ended up selling. And this Stair template set, this is something else. I really had no idea what it was when I opened the box. It was not until I did some research later on. Somebody at the flea market bought this from me, and I would be honest with you, I had it listed for $15. It sells new for $30. He offered $10. I gladly took his money. It just it's too big and wide to sell on eBay because it's such a low cost item, and it's on Facebook Marketplace. I just don't see many people driving to my house or wanting to meet to buy this. And again, it doesn't cost that much. So I was more than happy to take his $10 and let him walk away with it. Okay, this bedside table that I got, it was new in the box. It had never been opened, but the box was beaten up badly. Maybe that's why it was returned. Too big and long and heavy to sell on eBay, so I went ahead and opened it up and took it apart, and it was in mint condition. I took it to the flea market. I really thought I could sell it there. I mean, it sells new for $66 on Amazon. I really thought I could probably get 40, maybe $50 for it because it's a really practical item. You have people on disability or whatnot, whatever. I thought I'd be an easy sell. Nobody touched it. I was really surprised. So of course I lugged it back home with me, and it was on Facebook Marketplace at the same time. Well, I had a woman who called from LaGrange, Georgia, which is about 30 miles from where I live, and she wanted it for her husband. He was bedridden, and she came and got it. She drove all the way to Carrollton, where I live, and she picked it up. The only thing I had to do was load it into her car for her, and she paid $30 for it, cash. So that was nice. I mean, I'd have liked to gotten a little bit more for it because it was in prime condition, but that's just the way it goes. But it was a really nice table. It really was. Okay, on this pallet, I got two air purifiers. They were both, obviously had both been opened. I tested them both. They both seemed fine. They didn't really have any wear of any kind on them. I mean, they probably weren't even hardly ever used. They were just returned. I listed them both for about half price on Facebook Marketplace. You see, this one sells for $112. I think I had it listed for $55 or something like that. No interest. Nobody showed any interest in it at all. Never got any inquiries of any kind. So I took it to the flea market, and same thing. Nobody was interested. I have a theory, and y'all tell me if you think I'm crazy, but I think that there's something about buying somebody else's possible dirt. Even though it really isn't used, it's opened. I could see how some people could kind of be put off by that. I've heard on other videos of people who do this, have been doing this for a while and have had success with it. I've heard them say that they've had trouble getting rid of these things. And y'all tell me if y'all have heard that or not too, or if y'all have tried to sell these and had the same issue. I don't know if I would buy one used. I really don't. But what ended up happening with this, I lowered the price on Facebook. I think I finally knocked it down to $30. And a woman that works for a veterinarian right around the corner from where I live contacted me, and she was interested, but she said she'd take 20. And I was like, oh God. I went ahead and did it. I went ahead and took it, gave her for $20. She came to the house and she picked it up and gave me cash. I didn't have to go anywhere, so that was good. But I got rid of it, and I had a second one that I will show you in a second. Let me get this. Just bear with me. Okay, this is the other one. Same thing. I mean, this one cost even more. It's $138. Same thing. I was asking $60 for this on Facebook Marketplace. Nobody inquired or asked about it at all. Renewed the listing a couple of times. Nobody seemed interested in it. Took it to the flea market. No bites. I mean, I didn't even have people coming up saying, hey, you got it for 60. Will you take 50? Will you take 40? Will you take 30? Nobody showed really any interest in this thing. Nobody asked, and I tested these things. They worked fine. So the girl who bought the first one, I say girl, she was a young woman in her 20s. She contacted me again on Facebook and said, "Hey, do you have another one of these? I have a friend that also wants one." I said, "Yes, I do." I said, "It's a little bigger than the one you bought." And she said, "Will you take 20 for it?" And I was like, "Oh gosh." And I initially told her, "Let me think about it." And I went ahead and did it. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have. Again, this is one of those things where I don't know. I wonder if people are just nervous about buying dirt from other people. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think on that. All right, so this canvas wall art, it was listed on Amazon for $35. I'll be honest with you, I'm not an artist guy, but I'm sitting there thinking, was it $35 for that? You know, even on Amazon of all places where everything is so cheap. I had it at the flea market. I put $10 on it. It sat there the whole time, and then it was getting about time to go. A lot of the vendors are already starting to pack up, so you could tell the crowd was kind of thinning out. I was just about ready to start packing up my stuff, and a lady comes by. "Hey, will you take $5 for this picture?" I said, "Sure, give me the money." And she handed me a $5 bill. And that was the end of the canvas wall art. Okay, this is one I'm kind of regretting looking back on it. I actually, this was, of course, it was opened like everything else. I went ahead and plugged it, put a little water in it, tested it out, and this is actually a very nice item. It really, really is. And I used it right here in the office where I'm doing this video, and after letting it run for a couple of hours, I could really tell that it really did add moisture to the air. And it has kind of a soothing effect too, the way the steam kind of shoots out the top of it. I kind of liked it. And it had a really nice Bluetooth speaker too. It played really loud. And so, but again, I've got this thing on Facebook Marketplace, and I think I was asking $35 for it maybe. Nobody's inquiring about it. Nobody. I'm relisting it. Nobody's asking about it. So finally I take it to the flea market, and I think I had $20 on it. Again, this is one of those deals where it's getting kind of late in the day. Woman walks by. "Hey, does this thing work?" "Yes, ma'am. I tested it. It works great." "Okay, will you take $10? She handed me $10 cash, and that was the end of it. Be honest with you, I kind of almost wish I'd have kept it for myself. In fact, I'm going to put a link to this company in the bottom of this video, and if you're looking for one of these, buy it through my link. I'll get a small commission, and you'll get a heck of a nice item because this thing was really cool. All right, that's the end of that one. All right, this is another one of those things that when I pull it out and the original video, kind of scratching my head, what the heck is this? And then I saw the picture on the box, and it kind of gave it away. So see, it sells for $40. Listed on Facebook Marketplace. Nobody showed any interest in it at all. Took it to the flea market. It was the very first item I sold that morning. The guy walked right up, looked at it. I had $20 on it for sale. He took everything out. He said, $20 seems fair to me. Gave me a $20 bill. I was like, woohoo, I'll take it. But that was it. End of that one. Okay, this is another item that was kind of neat. This floating globe, and it sells for about $100. I don't know if I'd pay that much for it, but it is cool. I mean, I tested it out, and I had a box fan going in the corner, so it kind of made it float on its own and rotate around. Anyway, put it on Facebook Marketplace, and had a guy inquire about it pretty early on. He lived right there in Carrollton where I live, and he said he would give me $45 for it if I would bring it to him. He had a mechanic shop, and it wasn't really far away. It was only about a 5 or 10 minute drive from my house. So I went ahead and went over there, and he did ask if I could take it out of the box and test it to make sure it works. He said it was a gift for his dad. So we did, and it worked out fine, and he handed me $45 in cash, and I got on out of there. But if you know somebody who you think would be interested in something like this, I do recommend this as a gift. I mean, they have some that are a little smaller. This one was actually, I guess it's $100 because it was big. I mean, this wasn't some little rinky-dink thing. But anyway, it was a nice item, and I was glad to get $45 for it, which was 50% of retail. Cool. Okay, these little end tables, two of them came in one box, and I went ahead and wasn't practical to sell on eBay. Too cheap, too heavy, too big. So I went ahead and took them out of the box and put them together, and I put them on Facebook Marketplace. Didn't really get a whole lot of interest in them. Took them to the flea market. I had them listed for $45. You can see they cost about $70. A woman and her boyfriend came by, and she looked at them, liked them, asked me if I would take $40. I gladly did, and they walked away with them. I was more than happy with that. Okay, it's another big, bulky item. Wasn't exactly sure what it was until I did some research on it. Basically, patio squares you can click together and put outside on your like deck tiles. And anyway, as you can see, $109 new. Had them on Facebook Marketplace. Had a few people ask about them, and one woman finally, I guess you could say, made it to third base. You know, you get a lot of people who kind of hee-haw around, but she seemed really interested. And she lived in a town about 30 miles away, but things worked out. My job takes me relatively close to her, so she was willing to meet me at the interstate right there, so I didn't burn any excess gas. It wasn't out of the way. And she paid me $55 for them through Cash App. And I loaded them in her car, and that was the end of that. And she was happy, and I was happy. Okay, if any of y'all watched the original video, the unpacking video, well, you'll certainly remember this thing. It's a chicken feeder. $80 on Amazon. Put it on Facebook Marketplace. Had a couple people inquire, but didn't really get far. Took it to the flea market. Lady comes by with a wagon, big wagon full of stuff. She'd been done a lot of shopping. She looks at it, examines it, and this was a very nice item. This wasn't some it didn't seem like it was cheap. It wasn't plastic or anything. And she said, I had 45 on it. She said, will you take 40? And I said, you bet I will. And she handed me $40 in cash. She loaded that bad boy in her wagon, and she rolled on. More than happy to get that for it. But then again, if you're thinking about doing chickens, I recommend this thing. It was very nice. Okay, if y'all made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you watching it. I'm going to do the typical thing I've heard of zillions of times because I'm a YouTube junkie myself. If you liked it, please hit the like button and please subscribe. The reason I'm doing this is I have to find a way to make more money, and I know we all are. I mean, everybody wants to make more money, but my situation is different. My 16-year-old daughter, Allie, is low-functioning autistic. I have started a channel for her. I'm going to kind of show some of the things we go through because it can be tough sometimes. But I'm going to put a link to her channel in the bottom down below. I'll figure it out later. But anyway, she's. I got to find a way to make more money. I had a terrible injury in 2018. I totally trashed my right ankle. I drove a commercial vehicle in some shape, form, or fashion for many years. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I mean, just driving an ordinary car. I mean, I have to use the cruise control a lot because my foot starts to hurt. So I can't do it. I need to set up a trust for her, and I need to try to make money to make sure she's taken care of. I'm in my early 50s, and I've got to find ways to make more money. End of story. And I'm going to kill myself over the next couple of years trying to do anything I can to try to share information that might help other people, maybe build the channel up, anything I can do. But I'm going to show a picture of Allie so you can see her. Bear with me one second. Okay, y'all forgive me for the way I'm patching this all together. I'm kind of learning how to do this as I go. I don't have a whole lot of experience with editing and all that. I'm sure I'll get better with time. But here's a picture of my daughter, Allie. She's 16. Like I said, she's low-functioning autistic, and I'm doing a channel for her too. But she is why I'm doing this. She is why I'm trying to find a way to generate more income. I've got to see about her future. End of story. And that's all it is to it. But I just wanted to show you this picture. Okay, I've I'm at about 20 minutes for this, so I guess I need to wrap it up. It's already gone on kind of long. Again, please like and subscribe to the video if you like the information. Hey, in the comments, tell me what you think. You know, did I lowball it way too bad? Would you have done anything any different? I'm open to constructive criticism, anything like that. You know, we're all here to try to help each other out and make more money. That's what it's all about, right? But anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. I bought 2 new pallets not long ago, and I've already been selling stuff. It's smaller items this time, but you'll see. But I'm going to go back to the flea market, take my remaining stuff from the first pallet, and bring in some little stuff also. But I have sold some little items on eBay from this thing so far. It's just a lot of crap, a bunch of little bitty stuff. But anyway, I'm going to make another video on that soon. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now, and I thank y'all so much for making it to the end. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you next time.